Today we're going to walk you through just how easy it is to set up your new Get Fish Marine display when it's paired up with a Garmin GPSMAP unit. Now when you get your Get Fish Marine display, it's going to come with all the cables you need to make the installation. They're 26 feet long. They're plenty long enough for your boat installation. And first let's start with which ports on the back of the Garmin you're going to need. What we're showing here is a GPSMAP 8612 XSV. This is very, very similar to basically all the different GPSMAP units. And the XSV has a whole bunch of different ports on the back of here compared to the 8612. Either one will work. What you need is the HDMI output port, which is this guy right here, and the USB port. These are the only two that will tie between your Garmin unit and your Get Fish Marine display. Now the function of the HDMI port is just like your TV. It's going to handle just the video feed. So if there's any challenges with your installation when it comes to getting the image to mirror between the Garmin and the Get Fish Marine display, you're going to want to take a look at your connections for the HDMI port. Now, the USB port is only handling the touch capability. So if there's some issue where you have intermittent touch, or maybe it's not working quite like you think it would, definitely pay attention to the USB port. This Garmin side is a micro USB cable. It is extremely small and very delicate. The first thing I'd like you to pay attention to is what is up on this. Not what's up, but which side is up. There's going to be two little tangs on the top of this, two little striations or lines. That's going to be the top of it. That's going to insert right into the USB port here. I'm going to fully seat it before I start to thread it down. And then once I start threading it, it should go real smooth for quite a while. I'm still turning it, getting snug, getting snug, getting pretty snug. I'm not killing it, but that's plenty tight. Nobody would argue that that's not tight. That's our very first connection on the back of the Garmin unit for a USB touch capability. Next up is we're looking at our HDMI cable. Now on the back of the HDMI cable, there's going to be a big end and a small end. The smaller end actually goes to the Get Fish Marine display. We'll handle that in just a minute. The big end is what you need on the Garmin unit. So we're going to pull this out a little bit. And just like your TV, we're going to plug it in all the way. Make sure it's nice and straight. It's fully seated before I even start threading it. I can feel it bottom out. Now let's go ahead and start threading that on. This one gets snug a lot quicker. Boom, done deal. There's our two connections. Now I didn't mention this, but I'm going to assume you already have a network connection, an Ethernet connection going to your LiveScope box, and you already have power to your Garmin unit. So we're already assuming you have an installed unit and just talking about Get Fish Marine connections. That's it for the Garmin side, just those two connections. Now we're going to move forward with the three connections that we have left. This is going to be our DC power, going to your fuse box or your battery, our USB-A connection that's going to handle the touch, and our HDMI port. Let's start with the HDMI port. Now this is flipped upside down just for demonstration purposes, but we're going to show this as we fully seat it again into the Get Fish Marine display. It almost clicked. I don't know if you can hear that. Then we're going to start tightening it down. Make sure it goes easy. Still going. Now it's getting tight. Boom, done. Next to that, let me untangle these a little bit, is our USB connection. Just like your computer. Again, let's fully seat it all the way in there before we start threading it on there. Boom, done. Last up, this one's pretty straightforward. This is our DC connection. It's going to have this opening here at the bottom. It's almost a semicircle. You're going to match that up to the bottom of the screen. Bottom it out before you start threading. Done. Those are the connections that you need to get your Get Fish Marine display up and running with the Garmin unit. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at support@getfishmarine.com. We have a contact form on the website. You can get to us on Messenger, on Facebook, Instagram, however you think you can get a hold of us, feel free to reach out. But this is going to get you up and running as quickly as possible, and we hope you catch more fish out there.